All right, everyone. Right now, Sean Hannity is trending. Now, in full disclosure, I'm not a Sean Hannity or Fox News fan. They're just part of the legacy media that happens to be filling the niche of catering to people who don't think Trump is Hitler. Well, even if that's a minority of the population at this point, it's still many, many tens of millions of people that are politically aware that are willing to cater to that info. Take that info. So Sean Hannity helps to fill that vacuum because it's obvious, the rest of the media largely is just constantly attacking Trump. But Sean Hannity is trolling the left, and I don't think they fully realize it right now. His name is trending because he came out and he said on the news last night, this is what apparently happened. He said, the Trump team, in response to Mueller wanting the phones of all of the subjects of his probe, which, by the way, is ridiculous that he would ask for that. Get a warrant. You're conducting a probe. Get an actual honest-to-goodness public warrant for this info and give us your reasoning as to why you need these phones. That would be helpful. Are you claiming that the president's phone is part of that? I don't think that you're going to get it. Mueller says he wants their phones, and so Sean Hannity comes out and says, well, you know what you should do? You should smash them to bits and bleach bit them and take the SIM cards and, dissolve them in acid. Basically, he's describing what Hillary Clinton's people did to the private email server that rendered it, irrecoverable. That's exactly what he's alluding to. They then have come out and made him trend, and they're saying, well, Sean Hannity committed a felony. He's encouraging obstruction and tampering with evidence. You do realize that Hillary Clinton's staff literally did the same thing. This is a reference to the Clinton email server, and he just totally hoodwinked you into calling it obstruction. Sean Hannity did not dream this up, because this coincides with McCabe coming out and saying, hey, I'll testify on the Clinton email server, but I want immunity or I'm going to take the fifth. Do you realize how significant that is? There's a whole can of worms has been opened in the last couple of days on the email servers. You think that the Mueller probe is the main thing going on. No, it's still the Clinton email server, according to McCabe, apparently. Meanwhile, Comey and Lynch get blasted by an internal DOJ report, supposedly. I'll be talking, that's even bigger news. But the two are really connected. McCabe wants immunity. And within 24 hours, Sean Hannity manages to make the concept of this being obstruction go viral. I have a feeling that Trump told him to say that. I have a feeling that Trump told him that it was a good idea strategically. I think that they work a little bit closely together. Trump claims that he calls Sean Hannity regularly. What do you think they fucking talk about? Now, some people would say, well, that's like an attack on the press. The president has this dude in his pocket. It always happens. Don't fool yourself. Every administration has a few lackeys within the legacy media. Because Trump largely, he's on social media. He doesn't give the time of day to anyone other than occasionally Fox anyway. But he needs to have one or two people to cater to the TV audience. Where the low-tech Trump supporters are watching news. That's basically going to be Sean Hannity 90% of the time. To be Sean, it would be Bill O'Reilly, but, he's busy doing a podcast now where he echoes badly, and it's all very funny. And he talks to Glenn Beck, the other dude who got canned from Fox for apparently not entirely similar reasons. For him, it was ratings. For him, it was basically nobody was tuning in. It's like, hey, you may want to go to AM radio because you probably get more people actually paying attention to you at this point. No, but McCabe wanting immunity, and then this goes viral within 24 hours is not a coincidence. And Sean Hannity, although he's coherent, most pundits are at least halfway coherent some of the time. Despite that, he's not smart enough to have dreamed this up on his own. No, absolutely not. This was definitely a Trump move. It's masterful. It's 4D chess. It really is what it is. You've got Krasenstein and MSNBC and the people at the HuffPost, Salon. They all jumped on the bait because they always want to attack. So if you say something that seems off the wall for an ulterior reason, you can get it to go viral anytime you want. Trump does this all the time. He makes one little spelling error, like he calls Melania Melanie Trump, gets her to trend, sets everyone up like bowling pins, then knocks them down by saying, hey, you're a bunch of conspiracy theorists. Melania's fucking fine. In fact, some of you saw her the other day smiling and walking to a meeting. You didn't report on it because you're trying to keep up the echo chamber. He does this all the time. Because they've devolved into tabloid clickbait, they've become reliant upon Trump, basically, to do and say weird shit in order to justify their paychecks. He can get them to report whatever the hell he wants. Now, it's going to be negative for him most of the time, but it doesn't really matter. All he has to do if he wants something to go trending worldwide on every platform and to be talked endlessly about for the next 10 hours by the news in the whole fucking instant cycle thing, all he has to do is make a spelling error, get somebody else to say something that seems odd. Sean Hannity can encourage them to do this, and it's not a felony. No, he's not seriously encouraging it. You know what? If you tried to pull him up on encouraging obstruction or telling people to tamper with evidence, he'd say, oh, no, I was just making a joke about the Clintons. And then it would go viral all over again. These people aren't playing with a full deck. They don't understand that they've been had, and they're not going to admit to it. They don't want to admit that Trump is actually smart at strategy. Yet he keeps, he won the election and he's continuously outwitting them, gobbling up the entire news cycle over and over again. In the rare instances where he's not trending, for some reason or another, like War of 1812, yes, I'm sure that was totally a mistake. He knows nothing about history. Again, one-dimensionality. Yeah, he gobbled up the news cycle yet again. For several hours, it's all anyone was talking about. How funny is that? Trump is constantly at the top of the news. In the rare instance that he's not, it's Sean Hannity or somebody else who he's probably interacting with. Either that or he takes a break while Bill Clinton says something dumb. He took a break during Lewinsky Gate, basically, or interview gate, you could call it. Anytime the Clintons do something shifty, you have to put gate on the end. It's necessary. Now, this was definitely strategic. It was not an accident. It's not actually encouraging obstruction. And Sean Hannity right now, he's enjoying cheap publicity for himself. He's probably gotten a congratulatory call by Trump already. And he's just screwed with the media's narrative on the Clinton investigation. The narrative is there was no obstruction, but you're calling it an attempt to obstruct. When he's talking about literally the same act that the Clinton people underwent with regards to her email server. While the email server investigation and Comey are at the top of the news. He just hoodwinked you. Yeah, you imagine, now obstruction is in the public consciousness going into, basically, what's an investigation into Clinton's obstruction of justice. Whoopee-doo, you did a good job. No, yeah, definitely, it wasn't Sean Hannity's idea. He got a call from Trump, and Trump told him to say this. That's about all. Peace out.